Hello, fellow cycling fans! We are in July and it's time for the Tour de France. So, welcome to my first ever stage by stage preview. It is not something I really enjoy doing that much because it is more of a guessing game, but since this is such a big race, I've decided to give it a try. So, let's move on straight to the action and preview stage 1 around Lille, 185 kilometers, including a 3-4 category climb. That means that we will see a first polka dot wearer. Someone is going to try and win all those climbs, 3 points, and secure the jersey. The main storyline, of course, will be who takes the first yellow jersey and which sprinter is the best. We will see a real battle of the sprinters and their leadouts. Stage 2 is a hilly stage from Le Blanc to Boulogne-sur-Mer. We have two really nasty climbs in the last 10 kilometers. First one is Côte de Saint-Étienne au Mans, 1.1 kilometer at 9.4%, immediately followed by a short 800 meters at 8% climb, and then it's just 6 kilometers to the finish in Boulogne-sur-Mer, which is slightly uphill. The main storyline here will be, can the breakaway make it, and will we see some first GC action? I think that UAE Team Emirates is going to try to win this stage because that is on a Sunday and it would be Pogacar's 100 career win. It would be huge in the news. Also, will we have a new wearer of the yellow jersey after this stage? Stage 3 is a pure sprinter stage from Valenciennes to Dunkerque, 178 kilometers, just one climb near the finish, but nothing significant, just 2.3 kilometers at 4.1%. However, watch out for wind. If it is strong, then we can have a big losers on a stage like this. You never win a Tour de France, but for sure you can lose it. In the end, we will probably see another bunch sprint. Are we noticing a pattern here? Stage 4 is another hilly stage from Amiens Metropole to Rouen. We have 5 climbs in the last 50 kilometers, including a Côte de la Grand-Mère, 1.8 kilometers at 4.8%, and the final climb, Rampe Saint-Hilaire, 800 meters at 10.6%, some 5 kilometers from the finish. The main storyline here will be, is Matthew van der Poel here for real? If he is close in the GC, will he strike here and try to take the yellow jersey? It is the best and probably the final opportunity for him to do it. Also, another interesting topic to look at is which team will strike first on a stage like this. You can distance a couple of riders if someone is in a wrong place at the wrong time in such a tricky finale, then you can gain some time against your opponents. Stage 5 is an individual time trial around Caen, almost completely flat, 33 kilometers, an all-out effort for GC favorites. Also, another interesting rider to look at is Filip Pogana. Can he surprise Remco Evenepoel, Pogacar, and Vingegaard? Maybe he can win a stage. This is his best chance in this year's Tour de France. However, I think that this is a stage where we will see Remco Evenepoel dominating once again and maybe even taking the yellow jersey. And we are coming to stage 6, a breakaway paradise from Bayeux to Vir-Normandie. 6 climbs on the menu. First KOM battle is here. You can take a maximum of 11 points, so I think that we will see a new polka dot wearer after this stage, and that guy will probably stay in that jersey for at least 3 or 4 stages. Can we see some GC action? Well, I am not so sure, but this Tour de France is so competitive between Visma Lisa Bike and UAE Team Emirates. I think that they are going to take every chance they can, both teams, and then I think that this will truly be a 21 stage race. No rest days, no easy days. It is full gas throughout this Tour de France. Stage 7 is our first proper uphill finish from Saint-Malo to Mur de Bretagne, a famous climb, 2 kilometers at around 7%. This stage really reminds me of Flash Wallon, and that pops a big question: can someone challenge Pogacar? If he doesn't win already before this stage, then I think UAE Team Emirates will for sure go all out for him to get that coveted 100 stage win. Of course, there is always a chance of a breakaway succeeding in a stage like this, but I think that this one is once again for Pogacar. Stage 8 is a really peculiar choice for a Saturday stage from Saint-Main-le-Grand to Laval, 172 kilometers of mostly flat terrain. However, we have a final uphill sprint 1.3 kilometers at around 3%. So that means that more guys will want to be in the mix for the win, as it opens up chances for those sprinters that don't really have that big of a maximum speed but can also sprint uphill. I hope we don't see crashes in a stage like this. I don't really like this profile, but that is what we have on a Saturday. And then, speaking of a bad choice, stage 10 is a horrible choice for Sunday, almost completely flat from Chinon to Châteauroux, 174 kilometers, a pure sprinter stage. We will see a real big bunch sprint here. So, what can I say? It will be a battle between Philipsen, Merlier, Jonathan Milan. All those top tier sprinters are here. If I forgot to mention that you already know it probably. So it is stage 9. Will we see someone crash out or get sick or whatever? I am not sure. I don't know. But it should be a bunch sprint. And stage 10 is a Bastille Day, a national holiday in France. A lot of French guys will be in a breakaway. All of them will try 166 kilometers from Eneza to Le Mont d'Or. There are 8 climbs on the menu. A lot of KOM points. So KOM hunters, wake up. If you're interested in the KOM battle, then don't forget to check my video. I did a full analysis how you can win the polka dot jersey in this year's Tour de France. Another interesting topic is, will a GC team try to control this stage to try and win it in the end, or just do a surprise attack in the final one or two climbs? But I still think that it is too early for GC teams to take full control over a stage like this. Stage 11 is a hilly loop around Toulouse, 156 kilometers, a lot of climbs in the final third, so I think that this is a nailed on breakaway day, and with Pyrenees coming in the following days, maybe this is at one stage that GC guys take it just a little bit easier, but those climbs in the finish are quite steep, including Côte de Père David, 800 meters at 9.8%, but still almost 10 kilometers from the finish. Will someone from the GC attack? I really doubt it, but we are dealing with Tadej Pogacar here, so I wouldn't be surprised if he even tries on a stage like this. But we are going to see what is going on stages 12, 13, and 14. So stage 12 is a first mountain top finish, 180 kilometers from Auch to Otakam, or category climb. We also have 3 climbs before it. I think that this is a stage where the GC action truly kicks off. It is a Pogacar versus Vingegaard battle all the way to the Paris from here on out. Stage 13 is a short but mountain time trial, 10.5 kilometers up to Percud mountaintop finish, 8.1 kilometers at 7.6% is the total of this climb, but in the final we have that um, iconic altiport with ramps up to 20%. There is no hiding here. I think the gaps will be huge, and after this stage we will see a first glimpse of the top 10. Stage 14 is an iconic Pyrenees stage from Pau to Luchon Super Bagnères, 183 kilometers, including Col du Tourmalet, Col d'Espagne, and Col de Persurde. This will be action all day long. First, we are going to enjoy in the battle for the breakaway formation. Then we will see the GC guys probably fighting it even for the win. And there are a massive amount of KOM points on offer in this stage, so it will be a first battle at every mountain top. Stage 15 is finally an easier day, 169 kilometers from Muret to Carcassonne. There are a couple of climbs in the middle of the stage, so I think that this is a stage for the breakaway. Sprinters will probably be too tired from the mountains, and it is such a hard stage to control. So I think it is a 100% day for the breakaway. The only question I have, why do we have a stage like this on Sunday? For stage 16, I only have two words, Mont Ventoux, 171 kilometers from Montpellier to Mont Ventoux, just one climb on the menu, 15.6 kilometers at 8.7%. It is a fight for the win on this mythical climb. I think the GC teams will try to control it. Both Vingegaard and Pogacar would love to win atop of this climb, and I think that we are once again going to see their battle. Stage 17 from Berlin to Valence, 161 kilometers. I think this is finally a day for the sprinters again. They had so much trouble in the mountains, but if they manage to survive them, then this is their day to have their say and do a great bunch sprint in the finish. That takes us to stage 18, the Queen stage of this year's edition. Probably the hardest day of the year from Aviv to Courchevel, Côte de la Loze, the highest point in this year's edition, 26.3 kilometers at 6.5% for the final climb. And before that, we have the famous Col du Glandon, 21.7 kilometers at 5.1%. And then maybe my favorite climb in the tour, Col de la Madeleine, 19.3 kilometers at 7.8%. This is a brutal stage. It will be an all-out battle for KOM. You can take 20 points at Grand Dawn, 20 points at Col de la Madeleine, and then 40 points here in the Souvenir Henri Desgranges. So 18 points just on this stage, 80 points just on this stage. It will be brutal, and I think that GC guys fight for the win of the stage 100%. Stage 19 is quite a short stage from Albertville to La Plagne, probably a final KOM battle alongside this 130 kilometers long route. Can we see a desperate long range attack, as this is probably a do or die stage for the GC, the final mountain stage? Well, I don't think that that can succeed, as Cormet de Roselon is some 50 kilometers before the finish. There is such a long descent before La Plagne, which is 19.1 kilometers at 7.3%, but I'm sure that this will be another stage full of fireworks. Stage 20 is a Hilly penultimate stage of this year's edition from Nantua to Pontarlier. It looks like a final chance for breakaway heroes, too hard for sprinters. I don't think that GC guys can really do something in a stage like this, so I think this is once again an easier day for the GC guys. Battle in the breakaway for the win, and then all eyes are on Paris for stage 21. and stage 21 from Montes-la-Jolie to Paris to Champs-Élysées. But we have a twist. They introduce Côte de la Butte Montmartre, 1 kilometer at 4.8% along those cobbles in the city center. Montmartre climb repeats its Olympics glory. It was one of the highlights of Paris Olympics. All those crowds in the city center, they want to see it once again, and I think that that will actually be the highlight of the race. It would be truly amazing if we see a yellow jersey winning in Paris. I think if Pogacar is in yellow here, for sure he will do everything he can to win on this stage, but also watch out for Remco. He will want to repeat his Olympic success. So that is the stage that concludes this year's edition. I don't really like to talk about names so early before stages. I don't want to jinx it for anyone, but in the coming days I will do a full day-to-day preview. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. All the stages will be previewed a day before. So thank you for watching, have a great day, and I hope to see you tomorrow for my preview of stage 1. Have a great day and bye.